Greetings friends and welcome to my time-lapse build of the Tamiya 1/48 scale Sherman Firefly. I began by painting the tracks gunmetal silver, which consisted of one part Gunze H2 black and one part Tamiya XF16 flat aluminum. 2 coats were required to reach the final color. I also painted the tires with Gunze H2. Since the hull is made out of metal, I attached the differential cover with PVA glue. I prefer PVA glue over super glue because super glue is better at sticking fingers together than sticking the actual parts together. While the glue dried, I attached the rear doors to the hull panel using Tamiya cement and Mr. Cement S. The rear panel was then attached to the hull once the glue dried. I assembled the bogies with Tamiya cement, which had to be repeated 6 times and was quite time consuming. After that, I attached the engine cover with Tamiya cement. And I also attached the rear armor. I actually used the wrong part, so I had to remove it and replace it with the correct one. The gun holder was added and aligned using the tool supplied with the kit. And I began assembling the 17-pounder, which was quite complicated. After that, it was attached to the model with some Tamiya cement. All of the parts fitted perfectly, with no gaps between them. Finally, the cupola and side hatches were added on with the help of some Mr. Cement S. After letting all the glue dry, I pre-shaded the lower areas with black paint and the upper areas with white paint to simulate shadows and sun bleaching. The base coat of Gunze H73 was applied using a small Tamiya brush, and quite a few coats of paint were required to reach the final color because acrylic paint tends to have a low pigment density. After that, I sealed everything with Tamiya X22 gloss varnish and applied the decals with the help of some Mr. Mark setter. The decals were in perfect register and went on very nicely, but were a bit too thick, like most Tamiya decals. The model looked a little boring, so I decided to add some British infantry figures. Most of them were molded in the standing position, so I had to modify them to make them sit. I think the figures look alright, and I need quite a bit of improvement in applying the washes. I added chipping to the front to simulate bullets dinging off, and applied some washes to make the model look worn. Finally, it was finished. Overall, I think this is a wonderful kit of the Sherman Firefly. All of the parts had no flash, were nicely detailed, and fit together perfectly, without the need for filling. Only a bit of sanding was needed on the gun barrel. The hull is made out of die-cast metal, so it gives the model a nice amount of heft. However, no figures are provided, and so you'll have to buy some aftermarket ones like I did. The decals are also quite thick, which makes the model look strange when viewed from certain angles. These are only minor hindrances, however, and I would highly recommend this kit to both beginners and advanced modelers, as the instructions are easy to follow, and there is enough detail to keep most people happy. However, there isn't too much detail that it would make a beginner confused.